What's up, everybody? It's your girl, LaShonda Dunn, and we are checking in here at both sides of the check. And, of course, as always, I got my girl with me.
What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Miss Cat, your coach, accountability partner, and teacher.
And I know y'all looking like, another guest?
Yes,
another
yes.
guest.
Yes, another guest.
This is what we're doing, guys.
Yes.
So we have a guest on today, phenomenal young lady. And I'm not going to take up any more time. I'll let her introduce herself so she can let the people know exactly who she is and what's her business, and also let us know that she is a big check writer.
So I am Jazmine Lacour. I'm a 4-time award-winning licensed cosmetologist, master braider, educator. I recently transitioned from being a salon owner to a school owner. I am the youngest school owner in Texas, fun fact. And my school is all-inclusive, so we include kids who have disabilities and of all ages from 7 to 17, and we do have adult programs as well. And I also am a mentor for other braiders and hairstylists.
Okay.
What a way to open the show. You know what I'm saying? But no, I like it. Look, let me fan you, girl. Kudos, girl. Look, I feel privileged that she here. Look.
Right. You took some time out to just come and join us today, so we're just gonna jump straight into it. And I know you just gave us a little bit about yourself, but let the people know a little bit more about your business and this journey that you're on and being an entrepreneur.
So I started braiding when I was younger as an outlet because I was a child that went through physical abuse. So
okay.
So I took that abuse and I started braiding my hair as a way to cope, and I learned that I was pretty good at it because my classmates started asking me to do their hair, and I wish I was asking them for some money back then, but I was not. So I started jumping into the beauty industry very young. I played around with hair dyes and braiding, and then as I got older, and around 2021, I broke out with starting my own braiding service. So I did it as a way to make some money because COVID had hit in 2020. And when COVID hit, unfortunately, I was one of those people that lost their job because I was surrounded by a whole lot of people. We worked in an environment where you had to be very close, in close proximity to other people. So I lost my job and I had to start completely over. And in that process, I moved from California to Texas. Now, at that time, I was only 19 years old.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had a 1-year-old on my hip, and I was very scared, very nervous. So I called the father of my child, who we were not together at the time, and I had to be very humble and say, hey, would you take our child so I can get back on my feet, start over? He said yes, did it, and I started braiding in hotel rooms.
Wow.
After about 2 months, I was in an apartment. We eventually got back together. He helped me through that process as well. Shout out to my man. We were married now. And so...
my man.
So after about a month of me braiding in our apartment, I got my first suite and went to school, got my license, got a new car, and it was up from there. And I realized that I was never going back to working a job ever again. I was never going to rely on somebody else to give me a check. I was going to create my own. And that's how I started into business. And then I jumped into education and mentorship because I realized my passion was education.
Wow.
I did not no longer like servicing clients after a while because it just, hairstylists, we get a lot of, y'all see it on social media, we get a lot of hate.
Give it to us straight.
And
look, keep it real on here.
Look, we
Give it to the people.
We get a lot of hate that is undeserved. So we literally take our time, our money, and we put it into servicing other people, and we don't get the respect that we deserve.
Wow.
We don't get the love that we deserve. There are some good clients out there that do appreciate the time we take and the effort that we put into our businesses. But overall, it's just, I lost my passion for it, and my passion became educating. So I got into teaching my youth classes, working with the younger girls in the city of Houston. That's what I started to love. I realized, okay, education is where it's at. This is where I thrive. This is where I'm happy. I enjoy going to my classes in the morning. I enjoy going to the after school program at night. This is what I love. So I kicked my clients to the curb and I opened my school up full time. And now that is where I'm thriving. That's where I love to be. That is my haven. That's my safe haven. So
Okay.
That's where I'm at. And mentoring my braiders and my hairstylists, when I kicked my clients to the curb, I jumped into mentorship, and now I help other beauty professionals scale their business to 10K months. So
I have a two-folded question. So I'm not a braider. Look, I'm not in your industry. However, I too myself shut down kick my clients to the curb. So I'm in the tax space and I kick my clients to the curb because I, like yourself, wanted to do mentorship and coaching full time. And I help my clients scale, to 6-figure tax firms. So I love it and I agree and I love you. Okay. But I do want to ask you, how has that transition been? Two-folded, because I see that a lot of people do not believe in buying or, participating and paying for coaching and mentorship. So boom. And then B, how has it been on the business side from serving to now mentoring and coaching? Tell us about that journey.
So what I can say is I do believe that everybody should have a mentor and a coach. Even if you are a mentor, you should have a mentor, somebody working with you, because as much as people hate to admit it, you don't know everything.
That part.
And when you're jumping out, you get to a point where if you're trying to do it all on your own, you're going to mentally feel it, your body's going to physically feel it, and your business is going to financially feel it.
I love it.
You can't do it all by yourself. You need somebody to not necessarily hold your hand and baby you and pat you on the back all the way through, but you need somebody to tell you, no, that's not how you market.
Yeah.
No. That's going to waste your money and your income. Save this money and invest it into this.
Love it.
So, I do recommend that everybody has a mentor. Now, the jumping into mentorship and into coaching, what I can say is I had to learn how to give firm no's. You cannot mentor everybody. You can't coach everybody. Some people are uncoachable.
Wow.
Some people...
You heard it
because
here
they've
first.
because they've been hurt because they've been hurt so much. I call it they've been coach hurt or mentor hurt.
Yeah.
They are scared to trust anybody else, or they're like, I'm not paying you. I don't think.
Yeah. It ain't worth it.
It's not worth it. Is it really not worth it, or are you just scared?
That part.
And one thing I teach is God did not give us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. So if your mind is not sound, if you are not mentally together, getting your walk in your business, and you're here, there, scratching all over the place, you need somebody to help you.
Guide you through.
You need somebody to guide you through. And it's okay to admit, all right, this is too much for me. I'm strong here, but I'm weak here, and I need somebody that can take on this weakness for me and help me excel.
I love it.
And I mean, with you saying that kind of gives me another question that I would like to ask.
Yes.
You said you bounced around when it came to coming to Houston. You got here, you had a lot going on. But what about your previous job made you strong and gave you some good and some bad to carry with you? What can you say to the people that you honestly it helped you, whether it was something bad that happened or something good that happened from your previous job?
So that job that I had, it was very temporary. I had literally just got to California. Wow. Before that, I was a medical assistant.
Okay.
And I can talk about that. Being a medical assistant was amazing. I loved it. And that taught me a lot about business.
Okay.
Because being a medical assistant, if you're in one day, you may be in the back office. Okay, they call it back office. That's the person who's taking your vitals. They're measuring your height, right? And they're weighing you out. Some days you're in the back office. Some days you're in the front office and you're the receptionist. So as a medical assistant, I had to learn to keep a smile on my face. Even if somebody is cussing you out, okay, ma'am. Maybe I could do this or this. It taught me a lot about problem solving. It taught me a lot about organization. It taught me about keeping my business together as far as being clean, not only on the outside, but on the inside of my business. So what does your back office truly look like? When you're working with doctors, yes, it's true, they are some buttholes, okay? These doctors could be some buttholes, right? But it taught me a lot of discipline. So if you're trying to jump into business, you have to have so much discipline. You have to have, I'm a military child, so I kind of already had it growing up, but when I jumped into business, I said, I got to have real discipline for this. Every single day, I need to have my list. What am I going to do at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., going forward? What am I doing every single hour? Is it productive? Do I have my me time? So that part of the job, I can say it did help me because it gave me that discipline that I needed.
Okay.
But it also taught me that if I miss a day, just like how you miss a day at work, right? What do? They'll say, okay, you're not getting paid. Yeah. Okay, you may also get written up. It's the same thing for hairstylists. It's the same thing for a tax professional. It's the same thing. If you miss a day of work, you don't show up, and you know you're supposed to show up, you didn't pay yourself this day. Maybe unless you have the right systems backed up and the right automations, you can get paid, right? You can get paid in your sleep. That is very possible. But if you don't show up for your clients,
that part, your
client is firing you, and that is it.
Yep, and it may take you out. It might mess up your whole reputation, depending on who it was.
Yes.
That part.
So that part of the business, that did help me, and that's what I have taken, and I still take with me being an entrepreneur.
I love that.
That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. That was good, which brings me to my next point or segment for you. We got plenty more for you. Don't worry. Here on Both Sides of the Check, we ask our guests to give us some info on non-sufficient funds. Just like what does that look like? Meaning, is there anything that almost like just totally made your business go belly up?
I can give you a really good one. Something that almost made me go belly up, what a lot of people don't think about, is marriage. If you're in a relationship, whether it's marriage, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, it could be your parents, okay? This is some tea, okay?
Look.
I recently, at the time I didn't know, but now that we have worked through some things, we now know that my husband suffers from MDD, and if you don't know what that is major depressive disorder.
Okay.
So at the time, we didn't know what was happening, but it caused us to have a big separation in our marriage. So he was gone for 5 months.
Oh, wow.
And when he left for 5 months, I was like, okay, God, I gotta make it or break it. That was after he left, literally a week after I made the decision to no longer do hair. He left right after that transition, and it scared me. I said, I just transitioned. I don't have, I don't want to do hair anymore. I don't want to do this. But now I'm put in a position where I have to come back, right? And so I had to make a tough decision. Am I going to stick to my guns, or am I going to do what's right? We have 3 kids. So when he left, I had the 3 kids at home. I had my bills at home. And then a week after he left, I still had a place, right? I still had a place where my business was ran. It was in a partnership. A week after he left, I terminated my partnership because I came in, I was disrespected, I was talked to crazy, and it was not a safe environment for myself or for my stylist.
Wow.
So I had to say, okay, this partnership is over, and I'm taking my things and I'm leaving. And my stylist said, girl, we coming with you. I said, okay. I said, okay, girl, I'll tell you when I get everything, keeping my game face on. I get home, I am in tears. I'm praying to God, what I'm about to do? How am I going to find a place in 2 days? I still had my clients.
Yeah.
So I still had appointments booked, even though I had made the decision to no longer do it.
Wow.
I still had a fully booked month, and my stylist was booked. And I was like, God, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? Call my realtor. God says, call your realtor and ask for this. I call my realtor. She says, okay, I'll find you a space. She found us a space in 2 days.
Jesus. Shout out to the realtor.
Right? So she found us a space, moved in, right? But I tell that background just to say I was not prepared. If I I was not prepared for my partnership terminating. I was not prepared for my husband leaving. I was not prepared for any of those two things. Thank God I had the strength, the mental strength, the physical strength to get my behind up and make some decisions and make some moves. But at that time, it could have been a no income for me. And so I put what I had money-wise, strength-wise into making these next two moves. And when I got into that space, I had to make some marketing decisions on how I was going to move forward and make sure that I stay booked and make sure my clients stay booked. So I made a big decision, and it turned out amazing, and I made the money, but it put me in a situation where I was very, very scared. And it wasn't necessarily a no, it wasn't necessarily like a non-sufficient funds kind of moment or like a no check moment, but it could have been.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, you know, that's kind of like what we talk about here on this show, the unknown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the surprises. And we just had a couple shows back, we talked about mental health, you know what I mean? And we've also talked about dating and being an entrepreneur. So that's good stuff. I mean, and it's a good story to tell because real life happens to entrepreneurs. And just like everybody else, we got to pick up the pieces and keep going.
And just to kind of piggyback off of that, I think maybe 2-3 episodes ago, we was talking about having that dog in you. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing... you know, and I think Shalimar said this in the last episode, is like people doing stuff because they see the next person doing it, right? So with that being said, this stuff got to be in you, not on you.
Not
like,
on you.
because I think that had it not been in you,
You would have broke.
You would have broke down, for sure. You would have broke down. So I think one thing that people also have to understand, you could be coached, you could be mentored, you could be whatever, but this entrepreneurship stuff gotta be in you too, because when those surprises happen, you know, you gotta know how to bounce back and how to redirect that check, for a lack of a better term.
That's a good one.
So that way it don't bounce, because like she said, it didn't bounce, but it could have.
It could have.
But because of her, her mental, because she was, on it, that's why it didn't happen. So that's good to know.
Yeah, it definitely, it almost went left. Things almost did go sideways in that moment. And it did take a lot of prayer. It took a lot of journaling. For people who, if you are an entrepreneur and you are looking to become an entrepreneur, I do recommend keeping a journal.
I am so big on keeping a journal.
Keep a journal.
I am so big on it.
I journaled through that whole journey, and I filled up my journal. All those months my husband was gone, I prayed and I fasted. I lost so much weight, I need to do it again.
I cannot.
But I fasted and I prayed and I stayed in my journal every single day. And I asked God, hey, give me this. I had to start over. So I had to get a new car. He took the car with him. He took everything. He just...
Husband.
So it was,
I'm gonna say this, like, we can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about this, but it's like Kat said, it's got to be.
It's got to be in you.
It's got to be in you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that was. That was a really touching story, and it was a way that you found strength, to just keep going and make your business, what it is today.
right.
And
kudos, like, and just real talk, like, publicly in front of everybody, like, kudos to you for being transparent, but also kudos to you for bouncing back, because like you said, it could have took you out.
Yeah.
And it didn't. You're here. We're still here. So I think that it's also great to just encourage yourself and be like, man, I'm doing a good job, because through all of that, I'm sure the story gets deeper and darker and worse. You know what I'm saying? But through all of it, you made it. You are a survivor. So congratulations and kudos to that, for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that you at this point, you definitely you've given the viewers something to take with them, to know that, hey, you're still a real person, no matter what. Yeah. Which brings me to our next segment of you letting the people know straight up. We got to know straight up. What is something that you would say that if there's somebody on the fence right now, what would you give them? What in like 1 minute? What would you give them? You know, to take with them to say, this is my nugget to drop to you for you to be a good business owner, for you to jump out into this entrepreneurship, you know, lane, so to speak. What would you tell them?
Because we did an NSF, so let's do a deposit now.
So my deposit would be for you to, 1, be mentally prepared, 2, have a team. I have a team that works with me, so when those situations did happen, I had somebody I could call and say, hey, I need this, hey, I need that. So make sure you have a team of supporters around you. And my last thing would be to have a budget. Have a budget. It's so many entrepreneurs out here who are just throwing money, and you aren't really having a budget. What's in your savings? What's in your checking? And what is your marketing budget? Your marketing budget is what's going to make you some more money. So if you do fall in your behind, or if something does happen that's unexpected, how much money do you have where you can run a marketing plan really, really quickly, put it into action, and make you some more money? And that would be my my deposit. Making sure you have a team, making sure you have a budget, and making sure you are mentally prepared, because this is not an easy journey. It will test your faith, okay? If you are Christian or not, it will test your faith. It will test your boundaries. Have boundaries. That's another one. Have boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
Have boundaries with the people that you work with the people that you love. Make sure that there's boundaries set, and don't tell everybody everything as far as when you are making certain moves in your business. Sometimes it's time to stay hush mode. Nobody knew what I was going through when I was going through it, except for 2 people. 2 people. Only 2 people knew. Nobody else knew when I was going through the things I was going through. And now I'm able to tell my story. I allow God to maneuver me through that and make an amazing blessing out of it. So that would be my deposit for you. I hope y'all took some notes today, too.
Oh, girl, look, she laid it on thick. Now, I have one question with your deposit, because you mentioned, well, I guess it's 2-parter. You mentioned having a team, and you also mentioned having a budget. So for those, because somebody might be on a 9-to-5 right now, thinking about transitioning over, thinking about, making that next move. How, in your opinion, as coach, put your coach and mentor hat on, how would they... Because we don't want to say, get a team,
what does that team look like?
Get you a budget. You're like, okay, but
what's
you know
my
what I'm
budget
saying?
looking like?
So if you could just kind of hone in just a little bit deeper when you say get a team and get a budget for somebody that's brand new, what would that kind of entail or look like?
Yeah, so somebody who's been in the game longer, their team is going to look different from yours starting out. So what I recommend starting out fresh as a new entrepreneur, your team, you should definitely have a coach or a mentor. You should definitely have that in place. You should have somebody who can, if your credit is not right, or if you're still building a credit and you're looking to get business money, you need somebody on your team who can help you with money. Okay? Because a lot of entrepreneurs, when they step out, they just have an amazing idea, but don't know
how to fund it.
Yep. Right? So you need somebody who can work with finances when you first start out, because you don't want to put your money in the wrong bucket starting out. And then another person that should be on your team is maybe a marketing strategist who can help you put together a correct marketing plan, or a brand strategist, because branding and marketing go hand in hand. So somebody who can help you put together an amazing brand to brand yourself, because your brand is what's going to make people remember who you are, and a marketing strategy so you can get your business out there and make a return on investment, or ROI, is what you probably hear, a return on investment quicker and sufficiently. So that's what I recommend, who I recommend being on your team. As far as having a budget, you should have a savings plan. You should have a marketing budget. So your marketing budget should be at least 30% of what you want to make. So if your goal is to hit a $10,000 month, your marketing budget could be around 30%, 20 to 30% of that goal. And as far as budgeting, I can't really give a necessary... I can't really give you a whole budget plan unless I specifically know what your money looks like.
For sure.
So I can say that much, having a percentage out, 20% of your savings. What I do recommend most stylists, my hairstylists, when you get paid from your client, 10% to 20% should go into your savings. 50% should go to you, and then the other 30% should be your Lord have mercy.
Like reinvesting it back into your business.
Reinvesting it back into your
Gotcha.
business. There we go.
Yeah.
So,
I got you, girl. Look, we got you back here. Look,
there we go.
You chopped it up real good.
No,
Like,
and
that was awesome. Good.
And seriously, I'm like talking right into the camera because like that was some game literally that y'all should have been paying for, and that's the kind of quality you know that we bring to this show, because like that was some nuggets for real, jewels and gems. So I hope that the people was taking notes.
I hope they were too.
And I think that, even when you talked about Miss Cat Consulting too, dog, like you put them up on game to let them know that that's something that you can, point them in the right direction. Hire my dog, Miss Cat Consulting. But anyway, this has been a phenomenal interview, segment. This has been really good. Like, it has touched me. Like, I'm so inspired by your story. Let the people know, how do they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at the Jazmine Lacour, JazmineLacour. Jazmine, it was a Z. Okay, that's my name on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So you can find me anywhere with that username.
Okay, that's what's up.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I'm just happy to have had you on the show. I'm glad, that you were able to just pour and be transparent, and hopefully this will help somebody on their journey. Sure. I'm Miss Cat, your coach, accountability partner, and teacher.
And I'm LaShonda Dunn.
And we're both sides of the check.